For the first time in U.S. history, a former president facing a criminal charge. A New York grand jury indicting former President Donald Trump on Thursday. The jury has been meeting to discuss alleged hush money payments by Trump to Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election. Presidential election over the alleged affair in 2006. It has created a political firestorm as Trump is expected to surrender next week and will be arraigned as well. Now, moments after the indictment, Trump went on a rant on Truth Social saying, and I quote here, thugs and radical left monsters had indicated the 45th president of the United States. Yes, he meant indicted. Trump went on to say this was an attack on the country and went as far as calling the U.S. a third world nation. So how is this criminal charge, the first of its kind for a former U.S. president, going to play out not only in New York, but here locally as well for Republicans? He's in the front runner and has the backing of tens of thousands here in the Central Valley. So let's welcome in our panel this week. We have the creator and executive editor of the San Joaquin Valley Sun, political consultant as well, Alex Tavlian is here, and longtime Valley journalist and news director for GV Wire, Bill McEwen, is here as well. Gentlemen, good to have you with us. So let's start with the Republican Party here, Alex.
Yeah.
This, at least locally, this is their guy. They've said it multiple times. We're sticking with Trump. When, you know, they've had him here in Bakersfield during his presidency as well. Are they going to stick with Trump? Does this boost Trump in the Central Valley, or is this now maybe a final straw?
I think it's a gift heading into 2024, not just for President Trump, to solidify and really consolidate support and make this look, and it may even very well be a political witch hunt. But it's also going to allow some of its opponents in 2024 to point out the flaws that come in a general election if he's going head-to-head with Joe Biden. Well, he's running for re-election. And so I think this is really a gift for everybody. And it's just, you have to make of it what it is and what it's going to be, whether it's a detraction from Trump or it's a bonus for Trump that he's a target.
And we don't know how this is going to look next week, whether there'll be, obviously it'll be fingerprinted and booked. We don't know if he'll be in handcuffs. We don't know if there'll be a mugshot per se. But Bill, obviously, you've been covering politics for a very long time. Even Speaker McCarthy is weighing in on this and has pledged to set up a committee to investigate if federal dollars are being used for politically motivated prosecutions. How does this play out, especially because so much of Trump country is right here?
So the way I see it, it energizes the base. It will enable the Trump campaign to raise a lot of money for a long period of time. This isn't anything that's going to be settled soon. So in that way, when it was described as a gift, I agree with that. On the other side of it, Democrats were very energized by the news today. For them, it's like they've been in a 3 or 4 year tease and dreaming about Trump being indicted. It's finally here, so it's excited the Democrats as well. People have to remember the rule of law and the way this is going to proceed. It's not going to be settled anytime soon. I know a lot of people are saying we hope Trump listens to his attorneys. They're going to want him to kind of
lay low,
keep it cool. We've seen already that he's not doing that. And you got to remember who trained him politically. It was the lawyer Roy Cohn, and he was always about attack, attack, attack.
Yeah. Just real quick before we move on here, politically motivated or no one's above the law? Which one is this?
Well, for me, it's no one's above the law.
This is pretty politically motivated. I mean, this is like a lot of the molehills that have turned into mountains for the former president, whether it's the 2 impeachments and other probes into him. We're making a lot out of not a whole lot. Whether this actually winds up being an actual criminal conviction as a result is a different story. But I think right now it looks pretty politically motivated.
I have something to say about that. Is Michael Cohen, who was involved in the very same thing, was prosecuted by Trump's DOJ and went to prison.
Yeah. Real quick, I want to move on because obviously Governor Newsom, he battled big oil. He got the bill signed this week. Then he launches a PAC later in the week. And now he's going to go on a nationwide tour talking about democracy. But he's not coming to the Central Valley to address the flooding situation. Is he overlooking the Central Valley? What's How are people going to perceive this?
Well, I just think from a political standpoint, there's nothing to be gained for Governor Newsom politically by coming to the Valley and touring it and creating those kind of
Let me
photo ops.
let me throw a carrot though, right? Isn't being governor this is part of the job, is to go to these areas that have been almost declared a disaster?
Well, yes, that's part of the job, but the political side of it says you weigh the pluses and minuses of it, and flood control is not really the jurisdiction of the state. It belongs to all these little flood control districts, and when something breaks, you don't want to own it. So does the state want to own it? Does Governor Newsom want to own it and be responsible for getting it fixed when he has so many other things on his agenda? And we have a flood once every 15 or 20 years in California.
All right,
That's
finish.
reality.
I think it's really telling. So in the current conditions, the current flooding that's going on in the South Valley, Bill's 100% right. There's not a lot the governor can do. Doesn't want to own this. He doesn't want this to become his Katrina here in California. That said, when there were massive floods at the beginning of this water year, back in January, bear in mind where he and the federal government focused the public attention. It was in Santa Cruz. It was in the Bay Area. It was up in Northern California. At the same time, Planeta in Merced County was up to its eyeballs in water. The poorest of the poor in the state of California were flooded out of their homes. Life-altering event for them compared to Northern California. Governor Newsom never visited once. And I think that says everything about the political realities of the Valley for the next thing for Newsom.
I got to end it there. Stick with us. We got a lot more to discuss.